Hi, welcome to this part of my review featuring the When the Moon Hangs Low role-playing game. If you haven't seen the other parts of this review, featuring this Souls-like Bloodborne style of role-playing game, where you play as tragic heroes with monstrous powers and even more monstrous fates, please check out the playlist in the description below. This time we are going to talk about skills, edges, and equipment. Skills represent a character's learned attributes and innate aptitudes. When a character wants to perform a certain action, they make a skill check. Each skill is associated with one of the three stats: physique, intellect, or presence. The number a character has in the related stat determines how many dice the player rolls when making a skill check. The level the character has in the skill determines the number on each die that counts as a success. So we have physique skills such as athletics. The athletics skill covers various feats of physical exertion, agility, and movement. A character might use the athletics skill to climb a wall, jump between rooftops, swim against a current, or run away from enemies. There's also shoot. The shoot skill is used when a character makes a ranged attack with weapons such as pistols, rifles, crossbows, and throwing knives. It could also be used in situations where a character's hand-eye coordination is important, such as throwing a grappling hook. We also have intellect skills, such as awareness. Awareness covers a character's sight, hearing, touch, smell, and other less tangible senses. A character might use this skill to notice a hidden door, listen to a whispered conversation, or search for a hiding character. There's also occult. The occult skill covers a character's understanding of the more esoteric aspects of the world. A character might use the occult skill to decipher ancient texts, recognize supernatural threats, or identify a mysterious artifact. There are also presence skills such as intimidate. Intimidation is the ability to scare and cajole others through physical strength, threats, or even psychological manipulation. A character might use intimidate to force a thug to let them pass, scare a citizen into giving up information, or interrogate a prisoner. This skill is often opposed by another character's willpower skill. There's also perform. This skill covers a character's ability to perform in front of others and be entertaining. A character might use this skill to play an instrument, sing a song, or perform a complex dance. And these are just some of the skills, there are plenty more. Then we have edges. Every hunter possesses several edges, unique abilities that set them above the humdrum and give them the capability to go toe-to-toe with the horrors of the cursed city and survive. Some edges are simply natural abilities honed to an exceptional level. Others are of a more occult nature, perhaps as a result of the hunter's mark. Many non-hunters are skeptical about such powers, claiming they are charlatans' tricks, or that there must be some rational explanation. But those who employ them rarely need such comforts. To a hunter, their edge is sometimes all that keeps them alive. While a hunter may come to rely on the edges to keep them alive, they must also exercise caution. Drawing on them too often will lead to a hunter feeling drained and at risk from their curse. Edges can be used as desired during a game, within the limits noted in the individual edge descriptions, but each time they use an edge, it costs the character 1 point of resolve. So you have mundane edges such as flurry. When the character takes the attack action, they can use this edge to make 2 attacks rather than 1. The attacks can either be made against the same target or 2 separate ones as long as both targets are within range, and the character must roll each attack separately. If the character is carrying a weapon in each hand, they can use this edge to instead attack once with each weapon if desired. This edge can be used to make either close combat or ranged attacks, but ranged weapons must be capable of making multiple attacks without being reloaded. We also have expert dodge. This edge can be used once per combat round, and allows the character to add a bonus, plus 2d6, to their defense check when they use the dodge option. There's also focused attack. This edge can be used once per combat round and allows the character to completely ignore a target's armor for a single attack. Then we have Occult Edges. Occult Edges are powers that are harder to explain. Many hunters claim such edges are granted to them by one of their various saints of the Empire. Others attribute these edges to ancient rites, long-lost lore, or even claim they gained them at the same time as their mark. So you have things such as Healing Touch. With this edge, the character can lay their hands on another person and heal their wounds. Injuries healed in this manner close instantly, often leaving no scars behind. When using this edge, the character must be able to touch the target, who instantly regains either 2d6 health or heals a single wound chosen by the character using this edge. The character can use this edge on themselves as well as others. There is also Read Thoughts. With this edge, the character can read the surface thoughts of another person within line of sight. The character will learn the immediate thoughts of their target, whatever is currently occupying its attention, as potentially gaining an insight into the target's current emotional state. While most people are typically unaware of this edge being used on them, some particularly strong-willed individuals may sense someone trying to spy on their thoughts, or even be able to resist it. You also have things such as Eldritch Bolts. This edge allows the character to hurl a bolt of arcane energy at a target. This edge can be used in combat as a primary action, and can be used on any target that the character can see within 30 yards. The target of this edge takes 3d6 of damage. The bolts of energy created by this edge glow brightly and create a distinct noise as they streak through the air, meaning this edge is far from subtle to use. And these are just a few of the many edges. As you can see, some look slightly more mundane when compared to others that are more ethereal in nature. Then we have Equipment. Hunters who wish to survive the terrors of Harrowmire will need weapons, armor, and other equipment as they venture into the depths of the Cursed City. As they delve deeper into the catacombs, they will often find gold, treasure, and other stranger artifacts. The currency of the Empire, and thus Harrowmire, is the shilling. Shilling coins come in a number of denominations, from small copper 1 shilling pieces to the silver 5 shilling coins known as rooks due to the heraldic raven stamped on them, to the large gold 20 shilling piece colloquially known as the crown. In most parts of the Empire, a common laborer would earn about 8 shillings for a day's hard work, which would be enough for them to purchase their day's food, a mug or two of ale, and perhaps have a shilling or two left over. A soldier or merchant might earn as much as 12 shillings a day, with an average income of 4,000 shillings a year. So you have different weapons with their attributes, listing damage, range, cost, qualities. When it comes to qualities, you have things such as Blast. Weapons with this quality will inflict damage on their target, and also in a radius equal to the number in parentheses in yards. You also have Light. These weapons can be wielded in a character's offhand with ease, allowing a character to wield 2 weapons at the same time with a reduced penalty. There is also Parrying. Weapons with the Parrying quality grant a bonus 1d6 to a character's defense skill check while using the parry action. And these are just some of the many qualities of the weapons. So you have close combat weapons such as bayonets, whips, swordbreaker or dueling canes, axe, flails, maces, swords. These are mostly broad categories. You also have ranged combat weapons, such as throwing knives, pistols, pepperbox pistols, crossbows, and double pistols. There are also details on firebombs, rifles, grenades, different types of ammunition. You have explosive bolts, tranquilizer bolts. There are also weapon customization options, such as vicious. Weapons leave lasting unpleasant wounds if they have this customization. Melee weapons with this feature have long serrated blades or spikes, whereas ranged weapons fire specialized ammunition. Weapons with this customization gain an additional damage dice. There are also accurate weapons that are easier to swing or fire and are more likely to strike the target. Weapons with this customization can reroll a single attack die each round. There are various ways to customize your weapon, but that costs money, of course. You also have details on armor. The unofficial uniform of a hunter in Harrowmire is a cloak, duster, or similar long coat, usually matched with a tricorn, a top hat, or a wide-brimmed hat. While many of these items of clothing provide a modicum of protection thanks to the materials used in their construction, some hunters seek additional defense by adding elements of armor to their outfits. Armor in When the Moon Hangs Low is typically piecemeal, and the cost and protection provided is based on what the majority of a hunter's outfit is made from. As such, a character can only wear one piece of armor at a time, and carry a single shield. So you have chainmail, steel cuirass, brigandine. They all have various values of protection, but some of them incur a penalty when it comes to stealth and athletics maneuvers. You also have details on adventuring gear, such as rope and grapnel, telescopes, lockpicks, Biles of Elixir, bitter Sacrament. Let's talk a bit about these vials. The vial of Elixir is an alchemical preparation that instantly heals the imbiber. When a character uses a vial of Elixir, they can either recover half of their health or remove one wound from their wound track. When it comes to the bitter Sacrament, this incredibly expensive, life-enhancing drug is manufactured by the Church of the Undergod and is only available in Harrowmire. A dose causes a person to regain roughly 10 years of life. The change takes several days to complete, but eventually the recipient will come to look younger, feel healthier, and have more energy. It also cures most mundane diseases, notably not the Sorrow Plague. There are also appreciable immediate effects of taking a dose of bitter Sacrament. The recipient will instantly regain all of their health and half of their resolve, and remove a single wound from their wound track. You also have details on light sources, such as matches, torches, candles, lanterns. You also have food and drink, such as simple meals, strong drinks, and dried rations. There are also occult oddments. Many of them are ancient relics scavenged from the tombs of the necropolis by daring adventurers. Others are more unknown. Due to their occult nature, these items do not have a fixed value. When they appear for sale, their price can vary wildly. So you have things such as the orichalcum shards. Orichalcum is a golden colored alloy used by the Impir to make numerous artifacts found in the necropolis. Broken shards of orichalcum are often found in previously raided vaults in the necropolis. Even these scraps have surprising worth, as they can be melted down to make the alloy known as Witcheron. And what's so special about Witcheron? Well, you can use it to create Witcheron weapons. Witcheron is made by human smiths in Harrowmire from fragments of orichalcum, as explained earlier. These are mixed with regular iron. The result is a black alloy speckled with glittering gold flecks that holds an edge much better than steel and also continuously sheds a curious pale light. A weapon made from Witcheron costs anywhere between 250 and 500 shillings, more than usual. It increases its damage by an additional die, and also acts as a light source, shedding low light for 15 yards. There is also the Ghoul hide cloak, a ragged cloak made from the flayed hide of a ghoul. When worn, certain enemies will ignore the wearer, unless they take hostile action against them. Ghouls and ragged are not affected by the cloak. While useful, these cloaks are treated as taboo, and those who wear them are often shunned by the people of Harrowmire due to the fact that, however monstrous they are now, ghouls were once human. In your journeys, you could also find an ever-burning candle. This small candle is made from strange black tallow and burns with a blue flame. No matter how long it burns, the candle never shrinks. It can be snuffed out as easily as a normal candle and provides the same level of illumination. And this concludes this part of the review. As you can see, there are many more options for you to customize your character, not only based on your stats and your mark. You have those skills that are somewhat broad in their categories, but there is a good balance in my opinion. between a number of skills and the things that you can accomplish with a single one of them. When it comes to edges, I like that division. These edges that feel a bit more physical, that is, they are still quite extraordinary. You're going to be moving your hunter with increased speed, power, with enhanced reflexes, but you also have occult edges that feel a lot like... they are pretty much spells and supernatural powers, so you can customize your character however you want it to be. If you want to play as a healer that also specializes in shooting out magical projectiles, you can do that. And when it comes to equipment, there are plenty of options to grant you an edge, both inside or outside of combat during exploration, and they also lend themselves quite well to all sorts of creative uses. Thank you for watching this part of the review. If you have any comments or questions, please let me know. And thank you so much to those of you that have been supporting the channel by sending drive-thru RPG gift certificates. If anyone else wants to further support the channel, the information on how to do that will be in the description below. Once again, thank you, and see you later.